tips for the skill level of beginners, then competent players, advanced. Having a big catalog of moves, will make fighting in Fortnite a lot easier, but having a small catalog of moves will make fighting harder. So today I'll share 100 of the best moves you must know in order to become
advanced, proficient ones, and lastly, 10 tips for the expert players watching. And the remaining 40 will be all-around tips that can help anyone become more well-rounded. So if you're not a beginner, feel free to use the video chapters to skip to wherever you'd like in today's video. 90s is one of the first moves new Fortnite players must to place. Give your opponent a cone above your enemy, whether it goes directly on your wall or even diagonally. You can place a cone above your enemy from simply double editing your floor and cone and placing a high cone above your wall. When doing this move, it's important to have a cone in your own box, as that makes these high cones a ton easier. It's also of course crucial to not mess up your double edits, as that can give your opponent time to read what you're trying to do, and as a result you might take a good chunk of damage. Now, talking about double edits, I also want to show you how you can double edit on an enemy without taking any damage. Most players, when they go for a stair and floor edit, flip the stair and edit the two squares closest to them on the floor. But if you, instead of doing that, flip the stair and edit these three tiles, you'll get an amazing peak that will be very hard for your opponent to counter. Naturally, if you see that your enemy doesn't look at you, then quickly doing a wide edit is totally fine. But if you see that he's staring into your soul and has full awareness over you, I would highly recommend doing this 3-square edit that has recently been popularized by players like Marius Cow and Vano. Next up, I gotta show you guys how to full piece an opponent 100% protected behind the wall. Very often when fighting, you get the opportunity to place a wall to your right and full piece your enemy. When you get this chance, you can simply edit a left window and have a look at these gray transparent lines to make sure you're fully protected. As long as your right hand, the one your editing pencil is in, is protected, your body will be 100% safe. When doing this though, it is crucial that you're hugging the wall, as standing further behind will not only make the full piece impossible, but it will make you a very easy target to hit. When you're hugging the wall and protected by the gray lines, you can confirm the edit and place 2 cones and 2 walls very quickly. The smaller the mouse or controller movements, the better. Then, when your enemy is boxed, move to the right, shoot your shotgun, and quickly reset the wall. Moving on, I gotta talk about a super common issue players face, and that is doing what they feel is a perfect right-hand peek, but still getting tagged. So let me show you how to correctly do a peanut butter edit. And I'll show you how to do it perfectly, both when you're playing edit on release and not. First, we need to ensure that our box is set up in a correct way that allows us to do a flawless peek. A perfect box includes a cone under our feet and a flat above our heads. If these 2 build pieces aren't in place, you're already messing up. If you're playing edit on release off, you can start doing the edit whenever, but it's when we confirm it that's crucial. When we are in the edit menu, we need to move so close to the wall that our heads are protected under the gray transparent lines. To execute this peek perfectly, your head needs to just barely be under the peak. Once that is set up, you want to start moving to the left whilst holding your W button or forward on your controller. Once you gain a little bit of momentum, you confirm the edit, then directly after, jump, shoot your shotgun shot, and quickly reset the edit. For edit on release turned on, it's a lot harder, but it's still possible to do it with enough practice. When playing this setting turned on, you gotta run all the way 100% into the wall, and then edit the peanut butter edit. When the edit is confirmed, you continue to hold W and make a move to the left. When you gain a tiny bit of momentum, you jump, shoot your shotgun, and reset. For some reason, people are really bad at fighting when their opponents make a lot of boxes. To 100% safely apply pressure to these boxes, drop down diagonally next to them and build your own box with a cone inside of it and a flat above. You also want to build a box next to you so that it's also of course go for a stair and be very how to fully get the opportunity left as long as you're hugging the very still getting tagged. So let me show you how to correctly do a peanut butter edit, and I'll show you how to do it perfectly both when you're playing feet and a flat above our heads. If these 2 build pieces aren't whenever, but it's our needs to just barely be under the peak. Once that is set up, you want to start moving to the left whilst holding your W button or forward on your controller. Once you gain a little bit of momentum, you confirm the edit W button to barely be under the peak. Once that is set up, to execute the move so close to the wall that our heads are protected under the gray transparent lines. To execute this peak perfectly, your head needs to just barely be under the peak. Once that is set up, you want to start moving to the left whilst holding your W button or forward on your controller. Once you gain a little bit of momentum, you confirm the edit, then directly after, jump, shoot your shotgun shot, and quickly reset the edit. For edits on release turned on, it's a lot harder, but it's still possible to do it with enough practice. When playing this setting turned on, you gotta run all the way 100% into the wall, and then edit the peanut butter edit. When the edit is confirmed, you can
the speed limit to promote DJI's latest action camera. A lot of people are appalled at the latest Marquez Brownlee video of how my video gear is changing. Not just because it's a 9-minute ad for an action camera, but also because 3/4 of the way through the video, he's filming himself driving a Lamborghini going nearly 60 miles an hour over the speed limit. In this 6-second shot, you can see a clearly posted speed limit sign that says 35 miles an hour as they're accelerating the car. And it appears that they wanted to hide how fast they were going since they blur the speedometer once it crosses 62, even though it's clear the car is still accelerating. But this particular Lambo has a passenger side speedometer that wasn't blurred and shows that 96 miles per hour in a zone that has a caution slow sign because of the presence of children. Obviously, this is illegal, but as the commenters point out, this clip adds nothing to the value of the video itself. Let's talk about the latest MKBHD controversy, doing 3 times the speed limit to promote DJI's latest action camera. A lot of people are appalled at the latest Marquez Brownlee video of how my video gear is changing. Not just because it's a 9-minute ad for an action, but also because 3/4 when it comes to hosting. Into the wall, and then edit the peanut butter edits. When the edit is complete, you continue to hold W and make a move to the left. When you gain a tiny bit of momentum, you jump, shoot your shotgun, and reset. For some reason, people are really bad at fighting their opponents, access to 100% flat B to blueprints edit your way into opening up on the player you're fighting. Into the other are really bad at fighting when their opponents make a lot of boxes. To 100% boxes drop down diagonally next to them. Box, some of them also build a box next to you so that you're secure from any third party. In this position, you can play the picture either or push the gun. What's important to get you'll probably win the fight. At the same time, you can see a basic setup from build an efficient box over your opponent's builds through a cleanup on the edits and starts taking the count. They're either the guys or players also taking damage to you when you're on the flat. Streamers do every double edit on you, meaning editing the 10% scenarios reason, people are really bad at fighting when their opponents make a lot of boxes. To 100% safely apply pressure to these boxes, drop down make a lot of boxes. To 100% safely apply pressure to these boxes, drop down diagonally next to them and build your own box inside of them and you also want to build a box next to you need to learn to blueprint editing. Side, you'll be able to apply a ton of pressure to a safe, aggressive setup above and again. Careful. you're getting pushed, you want to go ahead and place a cone and a wall box, and then a stair above your head. After all of this, you want to place a door in the opposite direction of where you're getting pushed from. If you're fighting in the air, people are really bad at fighting when their opponents make a lot of boxes. To 100% safely apply pressure to these boxes, drop down diagonally next to them and build your box, cone inside of it, and a flat above. You also want to build a box next to you so that you're secure from any third party. From this position, you can apply pressure either by pickaxing the wall or by shooting your gun. What's incredibly important when you get the wall is that you remain behind your peak. You need to learn to blueprint edit your way into opening up on the player you're fighting. Do not jump into the other box and take a 50-50. If you do this setup on one side of a team and your duo does the same on the other side, you'll be able to apply a ton of pressure to any team you're fighting, and as a result, you'll probably win the fight. On the same topic, you can do a safe, aggressive setup from above by again making a box for a player or a team. Build an additional box over your opponent's builds through a peanut butter edit and start taking the cone, whether it be with your pickaxe or weapon. Then, when going for the flat, be incredibly careful. The majority of players will try to do damage to you when you're on the flat. Extremely few will ever double edit on you, meaning editing the floor and the cone. So the cone in 99% of scenarios will always be yours to take. When the enemy edits the flat, be ready, hold W into the right hand peak, and deal damage when he opens and edits. When the damage has been dealt, get in that box and get that animation. Next up, I want to show you one of the most underrated ways to get a free shot off when playing defensively. If you're getting pushed, you want to go ahead and build 2 boxes. Place a cone and a wall in one box, and then a stair above your head. After all of this, you want to edit a door in the opposite direction of where you're getting pushed from. If you're fighting in the air and not on the ground like I am, you want to build a flat, then edit these 2 tiles, hold them, and then as soon as you jump up on the door, you want to confirm the edit so that the floor breaks. Then you want to sit crouched on the door, waiting for your opponent to either start clearing or down on the sideways. Times have done this, and of course, then this move for some reason people are really bad at fighting boxes to 100% safely apply pressure to its boxes, drop down and next to them. Box inside of that and also a box next to you so that you're secure from any third party. Pressure to its boxes, next to them. Setup from above, again, make a box over build an additional box and start taking the cone, whether it be with your pickaxe. Incredibly careful. Majority of players will try to do damage to you when you're on the fly. Extremely few will ever double edit on you, meaning editing the floor. With a cone inside of that and a flat above. You also want to build a box next to you so that you're secure from any third party. For this position, you can apply pressure either by pickaxing the wall or by shooting your gun. What's incredibly important when you get the wall is that you remain behind your peak. You need to learn to blueprint edit your way into opening up on the player you're fighting. Do not jump into the other box and take a 50-50. If you do the setup on one side of the team and your duo does the same on the other side, you'll be able to apply a ton of pressure to any team you're fighting, and as a result, you'll probably win the fight. On the same topic, you can do a safe aggressive setup from above by again making a box over a player. Build an additional box over your opponent's builds through 90% of scenarios will always be yours to take. When the enemy edits the flat, be ready, hold W into your right hand peak, and deal damage when he opens an edit. When the damage has been dealt, get in that box and get that elimination. Next up, I want to show you one of the most underrated ways to get a free shot off when playing defensively. If you're getting pushed, you want to go ahead and build 2 boxes. Place a cone and a wall in one box, and then a stair above your head. After all of this, you want to edit a door in the opposite direction of where you're getting pushed from. If you're fighting in the air and not
Fortnite factor fiction. You can show you how in this mode is actually a people don't realize is performance mode is actually a version of DX11 where they just take out all the grass and the moving parts and all like the extra animations that are present in the game. Now, friends,
clip of how that.
Come on, man. Do I really have to turn this shit off when I'm doing this? Like, you can't use common sense, man. Come on. First, we're gonna go over to their settings and we're gonna switch. So I'm gonna turn. Come on, DirectX 12. Now that if you have to change to DirectX 12, you basically are gonna have to reset. Otherwise, none of this is gonna show up. So once you reset your computer after setting DirectX 12, we're gonna go over to quality presets and go to low. What this is gonna do is turn down or turn off in your configure files the grass and some other animations. You can just go to your configure files and do it yourself, but this is going to be a lot easier to start. So now that we're on low, there's a few little changes we can make. We're going to take anti-aliasing and turn it off. That's going to help performance too. If you're going to want to use any, I would say TSR low is your best bet, but you could just stick with it off for now. Temporal super resolution. That one I'll put on performance as well because it's going to give you the best performance. 3D resolution, I still jack that up to 100%. It's just going to look better, especially for a streamer. If you're gonna go down to performance mode, you still want to have at least sharp images. Dynamic and everything else we're going to keep off. And the only thing I'm going to turn on high is because this helps if you have a good GPU. Turn your textures to high, and that's going to make it so that your CPU is going to take some of the work and give it to your GPU. At least that's what people say, and I find that it helps my frame, so I'm going to stick with that. View distance.
And then you want to sit crouched on the door, waiting for your opponent to either start cleaning topside or dropping down on one of your side walls. From the hundreds of times I've done this, I've only been spotted a handful of times. So this is a gem when it comes to moves in Fortnite. If you're a bit more advanced and someone plays so aggressively against you to the level of getting in your box, this move is so clutch. When you're on a stair and the opponent is in the same box as you, you want to do a Dorito edit out to the left, where you'll also build a new box, one at the bottom and a flat top up. Then, when you're in your new box, you want to quickly super fast. It's one of the most effective ways to do a ton of counter damage. But more or less the same note, if you're a little more healthy, you can do a super solid right hand with your stair alone. You can have half of it. as if you lose awareness over the guy you're fighting, you might get caught breaking the cone, and he might get a free shot off. Being comfortable placing these walls through cones though is again important for other more advanced moves as well. So knowing about this move is crucial. You know what else is crucial? Never missing a side jump. Side jumps are on the side jump from a stair with a cone above it, but also just landing on the floor. This is a move that should take time to get down, but if you're not comfortable with the side jump and landing on the floor, add a stair to your side jump to gain a faster your way to the high ground of the fight. Learning these two side jump fundamentals will allow you to later develop some more advanced side jumps that I'll also go over later in today's video. But before we start talking about more advanced jumps, we need to get these two first. And this next method is going to edit a ramp in the most consistent way. There are two ways you can edit your ramps. The inconsistent way is edit a ramp straight line. Right hand, the reason why this is much better is because you'll have to make smaller mouse or controller movements. Are essentially placing cones above walls on the other side of where you're standing. Mastering this simple build move will be the majority of players today. Mastering it all comes down to understanding the graded system in Fortnite, developing how high you can put your cones down on the other side of the wall to micro so learning to double edit down, place two walls and a cone without having to jump in the box. A lot of players, including really good ones, have the bad habit of piece controlling someone under them and jumping in and taking a 50-50. Instead of building this habit into your muscle memory, practice editing a cone and a floor, and then with a small mouse movement, building these two walls and placing a cone as fast as you can, all while standing from above and not jumping in. This next tip is for when you're taking a wall. A lot of players, when they take a wall, wide edit the wall they've taken to place a cone and shoot a shot. If you instead of doing that, edit a peanut butter and stand so far to the left that you're actually protected behind the wall and place a cone by looking at the right wall instead of the floor, you'll have made a way better peek, which obviously makes you a much harder target to hit. And you get to do the exact same move, just objectively speaking better. This one is a little bit different since you have to look at the wall and not at the floor to place your cone. But if you can build this trick, for some reason, people are really bad at fighting when their opponents hit a lot of boxes. To 100% safely apply pressure to those boxes, drop down diagonally. Some of that But before we start talking about more advanced moves, we need to get the basics first. This next move is going to edit a map with a 6 point. There are colors and moves. Inconsistent movements